Lata Ben explaining how the yarn is spun. For most people, trying the charkha for the first time can be a little unnerving, but once you get used to it, you understand what Gandhiji meant when he called it the physical embodiment of his constructive program as a representation of Swadeshi, self-sufficiency, and at the same time, interdependence, because the wheel is at the center of a network of cotton growers, carders, weavers, distributors, and users. It also embodied the dignity of labor, equality, unity, as all volunteers were to spin each day, and finally independence was achieved. In fact, it has been called the livery of our freedom. That is what Khadi signifies for us. A few moments of introspection, trying to absorb the essence of Mahatma Gandhi, his teachings, and his philosophy. It's hard to imagine, but this is exactly how the Mahatma would have sat here with his international visitors. He too had a great sense of humor.
Interestingly, Gandhiji could write from both his hands, and sitting here in the veranda, he would meet a lot of world leaders and other guests, as we now see the special visitor today, the American President, Donald Trump, now penning his thoughts in the visitor's book. Foremost in the movements launched by Gandhiji from this very place, the Sabarmati Ashram, was the 385-kilometer salt march from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi on the south Gujarat coast. Interestingly, Gandhi Smarak Sangrahalaya, Sabarmati, is open on all days of the year, from 8:30 in the morning till 6:30 in the evening. Daily about 2,000 to 3,000 footfalls, and on a holiday, Sunday, weekend, that increases to about 5,000 footfalls.
Mahatma Gandhi believed in an openness. He used to say, I do not want my house to be walled on all sides and my windows to be stuffed. I want the cultures of all lands to be blown about my house as freely as possible. But I refuse to be blown off my feet by any. This perhaps is the openness that he talked about. The people of all cultures, all traditions came here. The three monkeys of Mahatma Gandhi: speak no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. These were originally given to Mahatma Gandhi by a Japanese monk, and they became an essential part of his philosophy.
And those philosophies, Jasleen, are still very relevant and encourage each one of us to ensure that we imbibe the core values of humanity, truth, non-violence, love, compassion, service, sacrifice, forbearance, and equality. The Sangrahalaya The museum consists of a gallery that is titled "My Life is My Message," and it consists of paintings, photo enlargements of some of the vivid events of Gandhiji's life, his quotations, letters, other relics. There's a library too, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi encourages one and all, especially the youth, to understand Gandhiji, his philosophy, connect with history. There's the archives that ensures collection, preservation and display of Gandhiji's writings, photography, voice records, films, personal belongings. As we now see President Donald Trump interacting with the members of the Gandhi Smarak Sangrahalaya, Sabarmati.
So these were few moments of reflection, of going inwards before moving onwards towards the next leg. Mahatma Gandhi said that to find oneself, one has to lose oneself in the service of others. And this is a pilgrimage where one can find this philosophy and through it find oneself.
And now from the Sabarmati Ashram, the cavalcade will move to the new Motera Stadium. And for today, perhaps Motera is all set to transform into the loudest stadium in the world. Very pleasant weather welcomes the guest.
President Trump has come to India on a whirlwind tour of 36 hours. And India has decided to make every moment count because there are different kinds of activities that have been planned out for him. After Ahmedabad, he will be visiting Agra, where he and his wife will see the Taj, the symbol of love, at sunset. And of course, tomorrow there will be a formal reception at Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Intricate dance movements and then simplifying it. Joy in the air.
This visit of the American president to India will go a long way in strengthening our geostrategic ties. There will be many things which will be discussed on various subjects of mutual interest. And ours are complementary economies. So the road for the future will definitely be laid during this visit. bells. Bells are sacred in India. And of course, waves and cheers.
So the entire cavalcade now moves out of the airport towards the city.
And after receiving the grand welcome at the Ahmedabad International Airport, US President Donald Trump, First Lady Melania Trump, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and other dignitaries are now participating in a roadshow. Well, this has been the most awaited and much discussed event of this visit, when the President of world's most powerful democracy and Prime Minister of world's largest democracy shares the bond of friendship. This is approximately a 22-kilometer long roadshow, and perhaps the longest roadshow ever held in the city for visiting dignitary. Well, the first stop of the roadshow is Sabarmati Ashram, and then it will move towards the world's biggest cricket stadium, Motera. The roadshow has just left from the airport and now is reaching at the airport circle, and then it will move towards Sabarmati Ashram. The roadshow is now moving from the heart of the city, touching some of the important destinations. This is the airport circle now, where the cavalcade is moving towards Sabarmati Ashram. This roadshow is a perfect example of Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. It talks about India is a unique nation whose fabric has been woven by diverse linguistic, cultural and religious threads held together into a composite national identity by a rich history of cultural evolution coupled with a rousing freedom struggle that was built around the tenets of non-violence and justice. And as you can see, peoples have actually gathered on both the sides of the road and greeted the leaders, the two leaders. And as you can see on your screens here, in this roadshow, More than 28 stages have been set up at various locations, and the artist dressed in traditional attire, as you can see, presenting folk dances, music and yoga poses. Whether it is east or west, north or south, and from many states of India, the talented artists have come here to showcase their talent. Mission to serve as an institution that world carry on a search for truth and a platform to bring together a group of workers committed to non-violence who would help secure freedom for India. And that's the reason even nowadays we can see the global leaders want to visit Gandhi Ashram. As you can see, the people have lined up here on the streets. The cavalcade is now moving towards Motira Stadium. It's a Subhash Bridge. We can see from where the cavalcade is moving. And as we told, the next destination is Motira Stadium, where the President and the Prime Minister will participate in Namaste Trump event, which is quite similar to the landmark Howdy Modi event hosted by the Indian American community in honor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his visit to Houston in September 2019. The cavalcade is just crossing Sabarmati Riverfront Road. We'll go towards the airport square, and from there on we'll go to the Motira Stadium. The distance is about 17 kilometers from the Gandhi Ashram. And en route we can see some of the classical dance performance, the folk dance performance by the Indian artist. Thousands of people standing on the both sides of the road to have a glimpse of the beloved lover stadium. The Motira Stadium, Ahmedabad, came into being in 1982 and became witness to many milestones of Indian cricket. It was here that cricket legend Sunil Gavaskar completed 10,000 runs in Test cricket. The stadium can accommodate 110,000 people. And as you can see, the cavalcade of Prime Minister is moving towards Motira Stadium. Transforming Motira Stadium into the world's biggest cricket stadium was the brainchild of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The new stadium has many world-class facilities, including a clubhouse with 55 rooms, 76 corporate boxes, a gymnasium, and Olympic-sized swimming pool. The US President is now moving towards Hanuman Camp. The newly built Motera Stadium is spread across 63 acres and can accommodate, as I told you, 110,000 spectators at a time. And it is also a green stadium committed to a sustainable use of electricity and water. Peoples are waving hand as the President Karkid's moving towards the Motera Stadium. Ever since the Motera Stadium was announced, much of the focus has been on its size. But there are more reasons why this magnificent stadium stands out. This is India's first green-rated cricket stadium, and it has been awarded by Indian Green Building Council a gold rating. Well, a stadium of this size requires two things in huge quantity. One is the power, electricity for lighting, and the second is water to keep the field green. And on both these fronts, the stadium is highly sustainable. As soon as both the leaders will reach Motera Stadium, we'll see that a huge crowd will be welcoming them. A special cultural program is also organized at Motera Stadium. More than 1 lakh people have been waiting for both the leaders to arrive at Motera Stadium here. And around the same number of crowd you can see outside the stadium on the road show. The sounds of drum beat and the folk music is quite evident here. People carrying flags of India and United States of America. But in spite of scorching heat, we can see the people have lined up here. The big hoardings and posters can be seen at various strategic locations in Ahmedabad, welcoming US President Donald Trump in the city. The President cavalcade has now reached the cantonment area, and from onward it will reach to the Motera Stadium via Airport Square. And as you can see, the number of crowd, the people on the roads here. Managing such a crowd is a daunting task for the authorities here, but obviously we can see on the screen here the authorities have done their job quite well. While going towards Motera Stadium, we may see some of the dance performances on both the sides of the road here. A different state, for example, Uttar Pradesh is presenting the Mayur dance. This is a folk dance from the region of Uttar Pradesh. The Mayur dance, or the peacock dance, originates from the legend wherein Lord Krishna appeared in the guise of peacock to dance with its beloved Radha. The state of Delhi is presenting the Kathak dance. Kathak is one of the most elegant dance form of India, revolves around the concept of storytelling. Under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the visit of foreign dignitaries was not just confined to the national capital Delhi but was taken to other states as well. The cavalcade has reached the airport circle and from now it will move towards Indira Circle. Big hoardings and cutaways placed at a strategic location, as I told you, to welcome President Donald Trump. The friendship between both the countries is quite evident here. Various dignitaries have already reached Motera Stadium, and now both the leaders will reach soon. So talking about the Motera Stadium, he was discussing the Motera Stadium is a complete sustainable structure and it's known as a green building. It has got the rainwater harvesting capacity of over 30 lakh litre per day. And tons of construction waste was put to use, not disposed of, at a landfill. The commitment to sustainability makes the stadium a model for others to emulate here. And as we can see, the cavalcade has reached, the President cavalcade has reached the airport circle. US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania is traveling in a specially modified car for President. The car is also known as the Beast and is considered to be as the safest car across the world. Enthusiasm among the people is quite evident on the streets. Now all the eyes set on both the leaders as what they're going to speak at the Motera Stadium here. Howdy Modi program in Houston was such a big hit. And after that, when both the leaders are meeting in India, in Ahmedabad, the world is looking at both the leaders here. The cavalcade has reached Indira Circle. Both the leaders have met on various platforms here, on various multilateral meetings and conferences. And each time, both the leaders share a special bond, a bond of friendship. Namaste Trump. This is the banner you can see at various corners in Ahmedabad city. Well, Ahmedabad is known for its trading community. And in today's Namaste Trump program, we may see nearly 5,000 to 7,000 businessmen and leaders will join the meeting. The cavalcade is now reaching at Indira Circle. There won't be any formal signing of agreement in Ahmedabad, but obviously, as both the leaders refer themselves as a friend of each other, it will stronger the bond between both the countries here. Nearly 110,000 people waiting for the United States President at the Motera Stadium. The trade between both the countries actually stands at 10% per annum, and both the countries want to increase it. But it's not just a trade, but bilateral relation is equally important for both the countries, and that's the reason on various fronts, at various occasions, we have seen the United States help support India on a global platform. The cavalcade is now reaching at Koteshwar Road. There are various issues and challenges that both the countries are facing. And both these leaders will deliberate upon it and will find a solution. So this is the first leg of the US President Donald Trump to India. From Ahmedabad, the President will go to Agra and then New Delhi. And there's a culture performance we can see on the streets of Ahmedabad here. It's quite a visual treat for the foreign dignitaries. The cavalcade is moving towards Motera Stadium, is at now Koteshwar Road. Well, it's another feather in the cap of Ahmedabad city as they hosted US President Donald Trump. The cavalcade has reached now Ashram Road. US President Donald Trump is accompanied with the delegates, where the Indian side and the US will have a bilateral talk in Delhi. As there are various issues that both the countries share a common goal. As the terrorism and protectionism are the issues on both the countries are quite vocal about. The cavalcade will now reach at Motera Stadium. Motera Stadium is considered the world's biggest cricketing stadium and was a brainchild of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This newly built stadium has world-class facilities including the corporate boxes, gymnasium, Olympic-sized swimming pool and many other facilities. It's spread across 63 acres and can accommodate 110,000 spectators at a time. But it's not just about the size. The stadium is also a green, sustainable structure. And here you can see the cavalcade of President is reaching towards Motera Stadium.
The World Heritage City of Ahmedabad wears a festive look today as spectators on both sides of the road are greeting and cheering both the leaders, President Donald Trump and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, as we now see Prime Minister Modi's cavalcade nearing the new Motera Stadium.
The cavalcade being greeted by the ship of the desert, colorfully caparisoned camels. What a wonderful sight this is. A spectacle of what India is all about. The Motera Stadium is the venue for the Namaste Trump event. The largest event, the grandest event of its kind anywhere in the world.
Aspiring dreams, inspiring future. The ties between the two nations, India and the United States, are grounded in the common values and shared commitment to democracy. The roar from the Motera Stadium continues to grow and build up in anticipation of both the global leaders arriving within the Motera Stadium in moments from now. Prime Minister Modi had reached Ahmedabad today, over an hour before President Trump did. Prime Minister was present at the airport to welcome the US President. He greeted him with a hug, and in response we did see that in the visitor's diary, President Trump wrote, "Thank you, my friend, for this wonderful experience." Adequate security arrangements have been made throughout the route. And the idea also is that the spectators on both sides of the road can get a glimpse of their beloved leaders and also of the cultural diversity and heritage on display. Robust relations, democratic traditions. The United States of America is the world's oldest democracy, and India its largest. Absolutely in sync, the majestic camels. Reminds me of the border security force. It's almost become a symbol of them. That's the first recall we have. And not only in security, you've got the Gujarat police, you've got the central paramilitary forces, other security agencies, all trying to ensure that there is no untoward incident, but most importantly, that everyone in attendance enjoys this festival and welcomes the visitor with joy. The Motera Stadium was established in 1982, and a lot of records also have happened at the stadium. Sunil Gavaskar completed 10,000 runs in Test cricket in 86-87. Kapil Dev scalped his 432nd wicket in Test to surpass Sir Richard Hadley's record, thus becoming the highest wicket taker in Test cricket at that time. And just in 2011 World Cup, which India won, en route in the quarterfinals, we played the all-important match against the Aussies on the Motera ground.
And what a spectacle that was. What a memory.
Sachin Tendulkar, can you name any ground on which Sachin does not have a record?
I don't think there is any such ground in the world. But at the moment, this ground, this stadium, chock-a-block with people from all across Gujarat and indeed across the country. They have come here to witness this spectacle, this mega event, the largest event of its kind anywhere in the world.